Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk life with your host, me, Jimmy. Tonight, I want to talk about self-defense. Now, I've looked at both sides of the argument on self-defense from the Christian point of view. As, where we're supposed to turn the other cheek and, love thy neighbour. Of course we do. We love everyone. That's what we are called to do. To love, to be a light in the darkness. But it doesn't mean to say you're a doormat. The Lord himself, right, told the disciples to buy a sword, purchase a sword. Why? Right? Because he knew that there's people out there, evil, bad people, who want to kill you. I believe, personally, that it's ingrained in us to defend ourselves, or the want to defend ourselves. And I believe we ought, it's a Christian duty, to defend yourself so you can defend the widows and the fatherless children. And it's your job to defend against tyranny, against evil. Now, how can you do that if you just peacefully let them walk all over you? I'm not calling anybody to violence. I'm not telling anybody to go out and berate anybody or beat anybody or do anything like that. But it's my understanding that if you have a government that denies you the right to self-defense, anyone who's trying to disarm you, right, from defending yourself, chances are it's your enemy, because your enemy doesn't want to run into resistance. He wants the least possible path of resistance. And if he can disarm the enemy, well, now he's the only one who has a weapon to use. So I think it's absolutely diabolical when you hear in America about this Second Amendment, that they're wanting to get rid of it, and you've got the lefties wanting rid of it and things like this. No, criminals will not give up their weapons. Only good people will give up their weapons, law-abiding citizens. But when the law turns to favour the criminal and not the citizen, you've got a big, big problem. That tells me that those at the top are criminals. And they want to disarm you before you're cotton onto it and then you go seeking them. We have to waken up and look at this world in a realistic way. Why do they want your guns? They keep saying, oh, well, it's to stop mass shootings. No, lunatics do the shootings. Lunatics. Not people with common sense. Law-abiding citizens. They don't think, I'm going to get a gun. If you notice, it's all crazy lunatics. People who have these crazed minds. They're not of a sound mind. And everyone has the right to defend themselves, no matter where you are upon this earth. No matter where you are. Don't care. When your governments tell you you cannot defend yourself, that is absolutely wrong. Or they make it absolutely impossible for you to do it without you being victimised. The villain now becomes the victim. And the victim is the villain. That's the way these work. They're twisting it. It's a simple, clear case. You know what I mean? Is that man trying to take my life? Or woman? Yeah. So what do? I had to stop him. And do you owe it to yourself to stop them? Of course you do. What if you've got children? What if you've got grandchildren? You want to stay alive so that these lunatics can't get to your grandchildren and to your children. To me, it's not even a hard question to answer. Should we really be able to have guns, and should we really... Of course, look at it. A bread knife could be a weapon. A fucking pane of glass can be a weapon. A glass bottle. Anything can be a weapon. It's the mindset of the person holding this weapon. Right? I guarantee you in America, if you had armed people in them schools, in your schools, these cowardly gunmen and women they'd vacate and they'd stay well away. Why? Because they know there's a resistance there. There's a path of resistance. So they try to find somewhere else. Where won't they carry guns? Where can I get away with this? If everybody's tooled up and everybody can offer resistance, then they're going to have nowhere to go because they're going to be scared. They're going to think, well, hold on, if I pull a gun, they might pull a gun, and I might get delivered into their hand. This should be a choice, not by governments to make, but by individuals to make. It should be in your hands, that choice. Never forget that, America. Never forget that. My nation, I can't believe that in this UK, we give them the power to take all that from us. Absolute horrendous behaviour, because now look at England, now look at UK, now look what we've got hanging over us as a dark cloud. What did Trump say? There's a dark cloud over my nation. Not that I agree with him either, but, you know, I think they're all working together. But at the end of the day, self-defence, you have the right to defend yourself, to defend anyone else around you who cannot defend themselves. That's your duty. It's your duty. It's not your right, it's your duty. If you call yourself a Christian and you let these just walk away and get on with it, then you failed in your duty. But this is also one of those, what I would call, you know, a topic where you yourself have to think about what you would do. Regardless of law, regardless of everything, right? Right? They want to scare you before you even do defend yourself by thinking, I'll go to prison. You won't go to prison if you're acting in self-defence. Right? Or at least you shouldn't do. You shouldn't do, and if any man does, then the whole of the nation should rise up and order that person's release, because defence is a totally different thing. It's not a crime to defend yourself. The man who attacks the oppressor, that's the crime. Not the innocent victim who's trying to defend. That's not a crime. That's your right. So don't let the law put you off defending yourself. If you believe wholeheartedly that you are in the right, then the law should be on your side. But they're trying to twist it and they're making it harder for people to get hold of anything. You know, in the UK you can't have no more than a bloody pepper pot, a salt shaker. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. And look at what's on our streets. But what we need is people to fight in Parliament for us. That's what your politicians should be doing. Fighting for your rights. Not their benefits and their pockets and their pension plans and their bloody holidays. There should be nobody on bloody holiday until the people's fixed. Till the nation, the land is healed, prosperous, good. Then take a holiday. But we're not going to get that. It's a personal decision that you yourselves will have to make. As really is everything. Don't ask the government to think for you. You think for yourself and you tell them, right, to adjust the laws to how the people want the laws to be. Not what they say they're going to be, but what we tell them they're going to be. We the people. You know, we the people, it's not just in America, it's all over the earth. You are the people. Take it as you will. Take it as you will. Anyway, Jimmy from Let's Talk Life, I'm out.